Fidget spinner is a small fidgeting device that spins around in a circle and spins for a very long time. Today I'm going to be discussing why the fidget spinner is able to spin for so long. The first thing we need to know is that fidget spinners have four main parts: the body, the skate bearings, the ball bearings, and the caps. So the caps are just so you don't hurt your finger, and or the ball bearings don't hit your finger, and it makes it so the fidget spinner isn't unstable. It keeps it in a straight path, and yeah, that's all that's for. The skate bearings just make it so that you can put something inside the circle more easily. The body, if you don't know, it's kind of a triangle-ish general shape, but then it's like three circles kind of on around it. I'll pull up a picture of that. And the ball bearings are basically what actually they're what do all the work really in the fidget spinner in terms of physics. And also they make it so the fidget spinner has far less friction than it would if you were to just use skate bearings to spin it around. And the reason why this is because rotational motion provides a lot less friction than sliding friction does, because of the ball bearings. Because the ball bearings are small balls. That means that the balls rotate around in a circle. The reason why this has less friction is because a ball bearing or any ball that rolls has a lot less contact with whatever base surface that it's on than just something that would be touching the surface, because the ball shape, if you think about it, it's the ball and then the ball on top of the surface where it's only touching really at one point, rather than the entire flat thing on the surface. It's going to be a lot harder to move when you have more or you have a larger area of contact. So that's why it would be slower, and it wouldn't continue to spin for as fast if they had just skate bearings and sliding friction in that respect. And the ball bearings also race around the outside of the fidget spinner, so they're trying to kind of beat each other, but that's also in equilibrium, and that means that it's going to stay spinning quickly for a long time because those are individually moving as well. The next idea in terms of physics that I'm going to be talking about is centrifugal force. Basically, centrifugal force is what keeps the fidget spinner moving in a circle. If you have a good fidget spinner, it's going to spin around in a circle very quickly, and it pretty much really easily. It's going to just, slide quickly through, and it's going to keep going in a circle. It's not going to be wobbly, or it's not going to start going in an ellipse somehow or anything like that. So obviously there's the idea that the fidget spinner already is a circle and based around a circular point. But basically it's the idea of centrifugal force as what keeps the fidget spinner moving in a circle, is that the acceleration vector reaches into the center of the fidget spinner while it's spinning in a circle, and the velocity vector always reaches to the outside, and those two vectors are perpendicular. So as the circle moves, it will change, so it will be going like that in a circular motion. And they have to be balanced for the path of the spinner to stay circular, like that. My third and final idea that I'm talking about is the inertia of a fidget spinner. So fidget spinner doesn't have a large mass. However, the ball bearings and skate bearings, as they're metal, have a larger mass. They're more dense as well than the rest of the plastic outside. The plastic outside is extremely light. The metal is a lot heavier than that, which means that the real force of the object is coming from those outside ball bearings as it spins around. So that means that it's going to be able to spin for a lot longer, because that's going to continue to have that stronger force that's moving the entire base, the entire body of the fidget spinner as well. And also the idea that a force's effect is constant until that which the force has been applied to is acted upon by another force. So basically that's the idea of friction, which is already reduced by rotational motion, but it still exists. But, for example, in space or something, if you just were to spin the fidget spinner and just let it go, it would spin and go on forever without friction, without anything like that. The fidget spinner would just keep going forever until you decided that you wanted to stop it. And yeah, those are the main ideas of the fidget. Those are the main ideas of the physics of a fidget spinner. Hope you enjoyed, and goodbye.